All right, hello and welcome in on this Thursday morning. It is December 14th, and it is almost bowl season. It is upon us. Are you excited for the Celebration Bowl in Atlanta, Georgia, on Saturday? Is that a thing? Has that always been a
celebration?
Has that always been a thing?
It hasn't always been a thing, but
is it just because it's in Atlanta and that's like the Southern Bible Belt, and they got the two black colleges going through?
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah, okay. I know you're connected in the HBCU community, so
absolutely.
I figured I'd lean to you for your expertise. Well, welcome into another edition of the Vegas Squares podcast. Once again, we will be covering all the bowls, and if you listened to episode 10, which is live now, you will know that we have a standing bet. We are going to pick every game against the spread, and someone's going to walk out $100 richer.
Ship it.
Yeah, we'll see. So, without further ado, let's skip the Celebration Bowl, considering there's no line on it. Actually, there is a line on it, isn't it?
Yes, I see Troy at -7.
All right, I don't give a shit. So, no, that's Troy. That's Troy that's Troy in the Carriers Bowl. The Celebration Bowl is North Carolina A&T and Grambling State. Is it? Right? I thought so. Boy, this one's starting off great.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Grambling State and North Carolina A&T is the Celebration Bowl. So,
okay.
That's what I think about that. Anyways, so let's jump into the RNL Carriers New Orleans Bowl. Like you said, you have Troy and North Texas. What's the line on that one?
Troy is a favorite at 7 points.
7 points. Two teams I know absolutely very little about. Troy did defeat LSU recently, which is a big win, which I think is why they're jumping out to a touchdown favorite. It is the opening game of the bowl season, so I think the pressure's on Troy here. They're in Louisiana, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Troy against North Texas, Mercedes-Benz.
No, I mean I think the University of Troy, I believe, is in Louisiana or Alabama or something like that. Anyways, both teams are pretty close to New Orleans. I think the pressure is on Troy and not on North Texas. I'm gonna go with North Texas and take the touchdown in this.
I'm as well as taking North Texas. They won the Western side of their conference. I know that they lost in the championship game.
What are they in Conference USA? Didn't they get beat by Lane Kiffin?
I think so.
And Florida Atlantic.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah. So,
I do like them plus the touchdown though.
All right, so we'll take the North Tech. We're both on the North Texas side, so that's a wash. So we're going to have to look at games where we actually have separate
sides
opinions on the game. Their sides are Next game is the AutoNation Cure Bowl, which is in Orlando, and that is Western Kentucky versus Georgia State.
Yes, the line that I have on that game currently is Western Kentucky a favorite at 6 and a hook.
6 and a hook, Western Kentucky. I will lay the points. Western Kentucky has had a pretty good offense the last few years, and I know nothing about really either two teams, so take that for data. And I'll take the points. I'll lay the points and take Western Kentucky.
I was thinking the same. I don't really know diddly squat about both teams, but
diddly diddly.
Dilly dilly.
All right, here we go. First one I think we're going to have difference on. That's the Las Vegas Bowl right here in the backyard. It's number 25, Boise State. It's at 12:30 p.m. Pacific start, and they're taking on the Ducks of Oregon, Sans Willie Taggart.
Yes, Oregon's a touchdown favorite in this game. I actually think we might be on the same side.
Are you shipping the sherbet to the Blue Perverts?
I like the points.
Boise State?
Yes.
God damn it. 3-3. Yeah, I like Boise State as well. I think they're the better team. I think Oregon's distracted at it's a weird situation. They haven't been a very good team all year, and I think they're just getting too much love from Vegas. But maybe who knows? We're probably going to be swindled by that one.
And I heard Royce Freeman might not play. It might hurt him if he actually does play. His projected stats for he's projected to go first round pick, go day one in the draft, and if he plays and has a bad game, it might affect his scouting.
So he may sit out that game.
Yes.
Oh, okay, interesting. So, what are your thoughts on that? With if you're a fan of a team, I know you're a Michigan State guy. If Le'Veon Bell at the time he was at Michigan State said, "I'm sitting out the bowl game," how do you feel as a fan in that spot?
Kind of disloyal.
Do you, though? I mean, I thought about that. My initial thought process when Blake Bortles went out, I thought he shouldn't have gone because I thought he wasn't ready. But on a different scale, I think, these guys, they're not getting paid. They're collegiate amateur athletes. And I think they got to do what's best for them in a business. And if they're projected to be a first-round pick, top 5 pick, I think you got to do what's best for yourself, especially if you're playing in the Who Gives a Shit Bowl, like the Las Vegas Bowl, Yeah. I don't know. It's always been my kind of thought.
It does kind of make sense in a way. You got to do what's best for you. But if you're a diehard fan of the Ducks, I mean, some of them might.
Sure, but they're not paying my bills.
Yeah.
So, but all right, well, let's move on. We both have Boise State, so we're both 3 for 3 on the same side.
Yep.
The Gildan New Mexico Bowl. Excuse me. The Gildan New Mexico Bowl features Marshall and Colorado State at 1:30 on the 16th.
I have Colorado State minus 5.5 as the line right now.
Okay. Colorado State and Marshall, 2 teams in smaller conferences, the G5 conferences. Colorado State had an okay year this year. I believe they were 7-5. They finished second in the Mountain West. They got steamrolled by Alabama as a most notable game, but they actually ended up playing Boise pretty tough. So I'm gonna lay the points and take Colorado State in this matchup because they're closer to home versus Marshall has to travel all the way from Huntington, West Virginia.
I was leaning towards the same way, so looks like we're 4 for 4.
All right, so yeah, we're both on the Colorado State side. So let's move on to the Raycom Media Camellia Bowl. Where the hell is that? Middle Tennessee State versus Arkansas State. It's in Montgomery, Alabama.
Yes, you have Arkansas State as a favorite at 3.5.
Arkansas State 3 in the hook, laying 3.5. I'm going to take Middle Tennessee State in this spot.
I'm leaning towards the other way.
Hey, we got one.
Yep. Arkansas State, I think.
Arkansas? Who's Arkansas? Arkansas State beat UCF in the bowl game last year pretty handedly. I remember that. So, for sake of having difference of opinion, we've got one here under our belts, Middle Tennessee versus Arkansas State. So that wraps up day 1, December 16th of the bowl season. The next game is on Tuesday, December 19th. It's a 4 p.m. Pacific start. It's the Sharabundi Tart Cherry Boca Raton Bowl.
What the fuck?
Can you say that 2 times fast?
Yeah, exactly. Sharabundi Tart Cherry Boca Raton Bowl, 2 times fast. Florida Atlantic and Akron. What I know of Akron, they're not very good, and what I know of Florida Atlantic, they are the Conference USA champions. What's the line on that one?
It's a big line. It's 22 and a hook. Florida Atlantic.
I'll lay it.
I was leaning towards the same.
So we'll lay in Florida Atlantic.
Even though it's a lot of points, Akron's pretty crappy.
They're pretty crappy, and Florida Atlantic is
pretty good.
Pretty interesting and pretty fun underneath Coach Lane Kiffin. Give me Florida Atlantic. Give Anthony Florida Atlantic. The next day, December 20th, the DXL Frisco Bowl in Frisco, Texas. Louisiana Tech pitted against Southern Methodist University, who has a departed coach.
Yes. In this matchup, the line is Southern Methodist minus 5.
So this is a tough one. These departed coaches with new regimes coming in, it's always tough to really figure out what kind of football team you're going to get out of that. I'm going to err on the side of taking an American Conference team with 5 points versus a middle-of-the-road
Southern Meth.
Conference, Southern Meth, middle-of-the-road Conference USA program.
With a new coach, yeah.
Yeah, so give me the 5. I'll take the 5. I'll lay SMU with the points.
Yeah, I'm going to lean towards Louisiana Tech with the points.
All right, we got game number 2. So Anthony leans Louisiana Tech, and I'll take the SMU. We are keeping. So Thursday, the 21st, 5 p.m. Pacific, is the Bad Boy Mowers Gasparilla. Who fucking sponsors these things?
Hey,
The Bad Boy Mowers Gasparilla Bowl.
if there wasn't a sponsor, there wouldn't be a bowl game. So.
That's fair. Somebody's got to sponsor it. Temple versus Florida International from Tropicana Field in St. Pete, Florida.
Yes. You have Temple as a 7-point favorite in this one.
Temple, 7-point favorite. That's an interesting line because it's essentially a home game for FIU, who actually had a pretty decent season, all things considered. I'm gonna take FIU with the points. Plus, you said +7?
+7, yes.
Okay.
I'm gonna lean towards the same. Taking Florida International as well.
All right. So, we both got FIU in that one. UAB next is in the bowl, Bahamas Bowl against Ohio on Friday, December 22nd. An early start at 9:30 in the Nassau, Bahamas. And what do we have on that one?
You have Ohio as a 7.5-point favorite.
Why do you keep saying the hook?
Yeah.
I like the word hook.
Yeah, you look like a hook. I don't know anything about these two teams. I'm going to err on the side of UAB just getting their football program back, and fuck it, I'll just take them with the points.
I'm going to go to the opposite side. I'm going to take Ohio.
All right, we got another one. We got UAB and Ohio, 7.5. Yeah. I'll take UAB. You got Ohio. Same day, the famous Idaho Potato Bowl at Albertson Stadium in Boise, Idaho.
Sounds delicious.
Between Central Michigan and Wyoming on the blue field.
Yep.
1 p.m. Pacific start.
The line is pick 'em.
Well, then I will pick them. I will pick Wyoming.
I'm going to lean towards Central Michigan in this one.
All right, we got another one. I think Josh Allen has a coming out party to show why he should or shouldn't be a number one pick, and I think he's going to show that he should. So come on, Mr. Allen. Saturday, December 23rd, from Legion Field in Birmingham, Alabama. It is the, albeit named, Birmingham Bowl. Texas Tech v. South Florida at 9 a.m. Pacific start.
This line is within a field goal. You have South Florida as the favorite with 2.5 points given up.
Give me South Florida.
I'm going to lean towards Texas Tech in this one.
Okay. I think South Florida has the more prolific offense, and I think Texas Tech doesn't play defense. The over is probably what in this game? 75?
67.5.
Yeah, I'd probably lean the over in this game. From Fort Worth, Texas, and Amon G. Carter Stadium, we have the Lockheed Martin Armed Forces Bowl, a 12:30 start on the Pacific Coast. San Diego State versus Army.
Yes, in this matchup, you have San Diego State as a 7-point favorite.
Army has been surprising me all year.
Yes.
And I've bet on them a few times and got wamboozled. So I am going to bet on them again.
I'm going to take Army in this matchup as well.
Yep, I think Army will keep it close.
San Diego State's been decent so far this year, but they had a few bad losses in that.
Well, Penny's a fantastic running back, so they do have the ability to dismantle Army. So let's see. I'll take the points in that spot. You said it was 7.5, you said?
7.
Just 7? Okay, I'll take the touchdown.
You're going to take San Diego State or Army?
No, I'll take Army.
I'm going to take Army as well.
Okay, so let's move on to the last game on December 23rd at 4 p.m. from Mobile, Alabama. It's the Dollar General Bowl. Appalachian State versus Toledo.
Yes, in this matchup, you have Toledo as a 7.5-point favorite.
Against Appalachian State, who is really only known for one thing in the last decade.
That's being Michigan.
That's being Michigan. So, you said a 7.5-point favorite.
Yes.
Give me the Rockets.
Give me the Rockets as well.
All right, well, we're not having a lot of differences. Hopefully, we're either going to be really good this bowl season or really bad.
Yes.
So we have the Christmas Eve from Honolulu, Hawaii, and that is the Hawaii Bowl between Fresno State and Houston.
Yes, in this matchup, you have Fresno State getting 2.5 points.
I will take the dogs, the Bulldogs, who are also dogs.
Yes. Arf, I like the dogs as well in this matchup.
All right, well, we're creating for riveting back and forth fodder. We've agreed on what, all but 2 or 3?
4, I think.
Okay.
5?
We've got 5 different ones?
Wow.
Okay, cool. Well, so Christmas, everyone enjoy time with the family. Then we're back on the bowl slate in Dallas, Texas for the Zaxby's Heart of Dallas Bowl from the Cotton Bowl. I didn't know they still played games there. You got Utah and West Virginia.
You have Utah as the favorite in this one at 6.5.
All right, so we're both on West Virginia with that one. We have the Quick Lane Bowl from your backyard, Detroit, Michigan.
Yes.
Duke versus Northern Illinois.
You have Duke as the favorite at 5.5.
Give me the Huskies.
I am taking Northern Illinois.
So another one we have we have a agreement on.
Yes.
All right, so the last game of the 26th from Chase Field, a baseball stadium in Arizona, Kansas State and UCLA.
Yes, this matchup seems like it's going to be a pretty tight one. You have Kansas State as the favorite with 2 points.
I will lay them. I'll take the Wildcats.
I'm going to take the Wildcats as well in this matchup. UCLA has been kind of downswinging. Jesse Ertz, Kansas State quarterback, is out for sure, and Rosen is only probable. I still like Kansas State in this matchup.
You think Rosen will play in this, or do you think he has anything left to prove?
I don't think he has anything left to prove. I think he's already proved it.
I think if you're looking at this game and you like Kansas State, you jump on it now, because if Rosen decides not to play, it's going to jump.
It's going to probably jump to
I think we should put that in at William Hill right now. So, next day, December 27th, from Shreveport, Louisiana, and Independence Stadium, 10:30 a.m. Pacific start. It's the Walk-Ons Independence Bowl between Southern Mississippi and Florida State.
Yes, in the matchup, you have the Seminoles as the favorite at 15.5.
Oh, man, it's a really weird line. If it was less than 2 touchdowns, I'd jump on it. I still think I might. Southern Miss is just a nobody in Conference USA. Florida State, actually, despite their record, is better than what they've shown, with the exception of the Boston College game. I'm going to lay the points. I'm going to say Florida State wins this game by like 4 touchdowns.
I'm going to lean towards the other. I'm going to take Southern Miss.
All right, we got another one. All right, Yankee Stadium, Iowa versus Boston College in the New Era Pinstripe Bowl, 2:15 Pacific start.
Iowa's a field goal favorite.
I will take Boston College. I think they're going to have a home game pretty much.
I'm leaning towards the same as well. I mean, even though Anthony Brown is going to be out for Boston College, I still like Boston College in this matchup.
That's their quarterback, isn't it?
Yeah.
So that's scary. All right, well, I was not aware of that, so I'll still take Boston College.
I still like Boston College.
Give me Iowa, so we have separate separate rooting interests there. Screw it. All right, let's move on to the Foster Farms Bowl in Santa Clara, California, in Levi Stadium. Arizona v. Purdue, 5:30 p.m. start.
You have Arizona Wildcats as a 4-point favorite. Quarterback Khalil Tate is probable.
Khalil
Tate for Arizona is probable.
If he plays, I like Arizona. I'm going to layer on the side that he's going to play, so I'll take the Wildcats.
I'm taking the Wildcats as well.
All right, so let's move on to the Academy Sports and Outdoors Texas Bowl in Houston. Texas versus Missouri.
Yeah, Missouri is the favorite. 3 points.
That is interesting, considering they lost a coach. Give me Texas in that one.
I like Texas as well.
All right, moving on. Thursday, December 28th. First matchup of the day comes from the Military Bowl, Virginia at Navy. It's a home game for Navy. It's played at the Navy Marine Corps Memorial Stadium at 10:30 a.m. Pacific time. It's presented by Northrop Grumman.
This matchup, you have to pick them.
Well, if I have to pick them, I'm picking them. Wahoo-wah. I'm taking Virginia.
I'm taking Navy in this one.
All right.
It's like a home game for them, so.
Like a home game. It's a fucking home game for them. I still think Virginia's the better team. They have better defensively, and they probably could score more points than Navy, which I don't know if you're familiar with football, but I believe that is the name of the game.
Yes.
So we're starting to get now into our matchups with ranked opponents on both sides of the football. First one will have 2:15 Pacific start on the 28th from Camping World Stadium in Orlando, Florida. Is the Camping World Bowl between Virginia Tech and Oklahoma State.
In this one, the Pokes are a favorite at 4.5.
I like the under in this game, as weird as that sounds. But I will take Virginia Tech with the 4.5 points.
I like Oklahoma State in this matchup.
Well, there we go. All right, next one is Valero Alamo Bowl, 6 p.m. Pacific start from the Alamo Dome in San Antonio. It is Stanford, number 13, and number 15, TCU.
Yeah, TCU as the favorite with 2.5.
I will take them.
I'm going to take Stanford in this one.
All right. Give me the Horned Frogs. He'll take the Cardinal, and we will have another one on the docket. Washington State, Michigan State, San Diego County Credit Union Holiday Bowl from SDCCU Stadium in San Diego, California. Number 18, Washington State. Number 16, Michigan State.
Yeah, this matchup, you got one of Washington State's wide receivers out. Tavares Martin Jr. is officially out. And the line on this, Washington State is favorite 2.5.
I will take the Spartans.
I'm going to take Washington State.
All right, we have the Belk Bowl on the 29th from Charlotte, North Carolina. Wake Forest v. Texas A&M.
Yes, this matchup, Wake Forest, one of their wide receivers is out as well, Greg Dortch. Wake Forest is still a field goal favorite.
That's an interesting line to me, considering everything Texas A&M is supposed to be. I will lay Wake Forest on a home game. You know what? Actually, no. I'll take Texas A&M.
I'm going to take Texas A&M as well.
So, all right, let's move on to the Sun Bowl in El Paso, Texas. Number 24, North Carolina State versus Arizona State.
Official time change is to 3 p.m. Eastern Time if that hasn't been already established on there.
Yes.
All right. You got Arizona State as a dog getting 6.5.
I will take it, and I'll take the Sun Devils.
I'm going to take the Sun Devils as well. Arizona State.
All right, well, we don't put that on the docket. We'll go to the Franklin American Mortgage Music City Bowl in Nashville, Tennessee, between Kentucky and 21-ranked Northwestern, 1:30 Pacific start.
This one, you have Northwestern as the big favorite at 7.5.
Oh, that's an interesting line because Kentucky is not
too shabby.
Terrible. I just don't know if they're as good as Northwestern. All right, give me the Wildcats. I'll take Kentucky.
I like Kentucky as well in this matchup with that points.
All right, so we've got the Nova Home Loans Arizona Bowl from Tucson, 2:30 Pacific start. New Mexico State and New Mexico State and Utah State.
Yes, Utah State in this matchup is a favorite at 4.
I'll take New Mexico State.
I like Utah State in this one.
All right, so we got another one on the docket. New Mexico State and Utah State. We said it was 4?
4, yes.
All right, and now we go into the first of our New Year's 6 bowls. From Arlington, Texas, it is the Goodyear Cotton Bowl Classic between number 8 USC and number 5 Ohio State, 5:30 Pacific start.
Ohio State, as the Big Ten champs, are the favorite at 7.5.
I like the Trojans.
I like them too, as getting as much points as they can.
Yeah, I think Sam Darnold is another one like the Josh Allen we talked about, having to put on a clinic to show why he deserves to be a top 3 pick.
Yes.
So give me USC with the points, the 7 in the hook. Saturday, December 30th, we go to Jacksonville, Florida, and the Tax Slayer Bowl between number 23 Mississippi State and Louisville, 9 a.m. Pacific start.
Louisville as a 6.5-point favorite.
It's Louisville, not Louisville.
Louisville.
6.5-point favorite. Yuck. I don't like that at all.
I like Mississippi State in this matchup.
All right, I'll take Louisville just to be different. Give me Lamar Jackson. All right, we got the AutoZone Liberty Bowl. Number 20, Memphis, is playing at home in Liberty Bowl Memorial Stadium in Memphis, Tennessee, against their counterpart, Iowa State.
Yes, this matchup, you got a pair of Iowa State people out. You have Jacob Park out, and David Montgomery is probable.
I think Park's been out all year.
Yeah. This matchup, I like Memphis minus 3.5.
Yeah, me too. I like Memphis, and I'll play the over. What is it, like 65?
66.5.
66, yeah, I'll take the over in that one, too. All right, we got the PlayStation Fiesta Bowl, another one of the New Year's 6 bowls from Cardinal Stadium in Arizona. You got Washington versus Penn State.
Penn State's the favorite in this one with a 2-point spread.
That's a tough one. That's a weird one. I'll take the Nittany Lions.
I'm going to take Washington in this one.
All right, so we're on opposite sides of the fence on that one. Anthony's got Washington. I'll take Penn State. I'll lay the 2. Let's go to the Capital One Orange Bowl from Miami, Florida in Hard Rock Stadium. Pits number 6 Wisconsin and number 10 Miami. Another home game of sorts for another bowl team. What is the line on that one?
This one you have Wisconsin as a pretty big favorite, 6.5.
That's a weird situation, given it's a home game for Miami.
Miami, you have Mark Walton out.
Love that dude.
Yeah.
Klaxpamon. I'll take the Canes.
I'm going to take Wisconsin in this one.
All right, we got Wisconsin and one for the Canes.
Take
All
the
right.
Badgers.
Happy 2018, everybody. We moved to January 1st, and the Outback Bowl from Tampa, Florida at Raymond James Stadium pits Michigan and South Carolina at a 9 o'clock start.
This matchup,
Pacific time.
you got a few Michigan people questionable / out. You have Wilton Spite out.
He's been out all year.
Yeah, and Peters is probable for Michigan.
That's their quarterback.
Yeah. Michigan's the favorite with 7 and a hook.
Give me South Carolina.
I like South Carolina as well. I don't think Michigan will cover. I think they'll win by about a field goal.
All right, so we move into a game I will be attending at the Mercedes-Benz Stadium. I can't wait to get into that new stadium.
Should be a hell of a game.
In Atlanta, it is UCF versus Auburn in the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl at 9:30 Pacific start.
Yes, this matchup, you have Kieran Johnson as questionable.
Kerryon Johnson.
Yeah, Kieran Johnson is questionable. Auburn.
Speaking of, what I won't be taking on the plane is a Kerryon Johnson. Except for my real Johnson. See what I did there?
Auburn's the favorite at 9.5 on this line.
Fuck it. Give me the Knights.
I like the Knights in this matchup, too. I think they might surprise everybody a little. Auburn, I think, is slightly overrated.
I think they're overrated, and I think they're probably just going to take this season. And, I mean, their season's over for all intents and purposes. This game means nothing to them.
Yeah.
All right. We've got the final bowl of the non-playoffs. It is the Citrus Bowl at Camping World Stadium. It is the final bowl of the non-playoff games. And that is Notre Dame against Louisiana State University.
Yes, this one you have LSU -3.
I'll take it.
I like Notre Dame in this matchup. Give me the Fighting Irish.
The Fighting Irish. All right, now we've come to the 4 teams that can win it all. First game will be at 2 p.m. Monday, January 1st, Pacific time. 5 for you weirdos on the East Coast. From Pasadena, California in the Rose Bowl, it is Georgia versus Oklahoma.
Oh, you're still going to be on Eastern time at the start of this game.
Yes, I will, actually.
Yeah, you got Georgia as the favorite, -2.
Give me Oklahoma.
I like Oklahoma as well.
All right, so we agree on Oklahoma taking the 2 points. And we have the Sugar Bowl in Mercedes-Benz Superdome in New Orleans. Alabama versus Clemson.
Alabama's a favorite, 2.5 on this one.
Roll Tide, Mama J.
Give me Clemson.
All right, just to have one right here. All right, so that is our bowl preview. With that being said, we hope you take our picks into consideration when you're going to the window. And how many did we finish with differences there?
17.
17. So we're guaranteed not to push.
Oh.
So someone's going to win $100. But I didn't think we had 17. Holy cow.
Yeah, I know.
So sweet. So we have 17 on there. We'll put it on the website, the 17 games that we are differing in, and we'll check back on Tuesday, January 2nd, 2018, or maybe the Wednesday. I don't know. I'll be flying back from Atlanta that time. So without further ado, we appreciate you tuning in. Good luck in your bowl season when you go to the window.
Yep.
We hope we can be of assistance to you in winning some money, and we'll see you next time.